Today, we are going to talk about 7 home remedies for gout that actually work. Remedies that can calm a flare-up very fast and will help you get back on your feet. And no, I'm not talking about random internet hacks or whatever you see on TikTok or Facebook. This is real, science-backed advice coming straight from many years of treating patients with gout and actually seeing what truly helps. These 7 proven remedies will ease the pain, will help you take control of the gout before it takes control of you. Gout is actually caused by the buildup of uric acid, which will form crystals inside your joints, and that makes the pain very painful. This is not just the rich man's disease, and it is not caused by one bad meal. It is a serious form of arthritis, and in my opinion, one of the most painful. And that is why, when the gout attacks come, you need to be prepared. Let's start with the first. Number 1, it's elevate and rest. Yep, when your foot is swollen and painful, and it's very hard to step on it, it's better to rest it and elevate the foot. While you're sitting in the bed, you should place a pillow under the swollen foot and keep it above your heart, because that will promote the fluid that is sitting there to drain, to reduce the swelling and reduce the pain. And now let's move on to the second home remedy, hydration. And I know it sounds simple and too good to be true. However, drinking more water during a gout attack will help you flush the excess of uric acid that is in your body. Dehydration can occur in multiple situations, from the use of medications such as water pills for high blood pressure to hospital admission, or even if you drink excessive amounts of sugary drinks. There is also science that supports what I say, and it supports the drink of more water. For example, this study done in people with gout found out that those of you who drink 8 cups of water per day will have fewer gout attacks compared to those that drink less. Let's move on to remedy number 3, and it is called the square breathing exercise. Now, this is a simple but very powerful breathing technique, and if you learn how to use it, it's effective to push down the level of your pain. But here it is how to do it. First, let out all the air from your lungs. Just gently exhale for 4 seconds. And now, breathe in slowly through your nose for about 4 seconds. Hold that breath for another 4 seconds. And then, exhale slowly through your mouth for about 4 seconds. And finally, hold your breath for another 4 seconds. That's one full cycle. This technique will work because your deep breathing will activate your vagus nerve, which controls your body relaxation response and will trigger less pain to your brain. Remedy number 4 is all about creams, gels, and topical solutions. Now I want you to take a look around your house. Do you have any Voltaren gel, any capsaicin cream, any biofreeze, or even CBD or a menthol cream? If so, let's talk about and learn which one can be helpful. First, diclofenac gel. Although it is recommended more for people with osteoarthritis, you can try to massage it over the joint with the gout attack, if massage is possible, because many of my patients will tell me that they cannot stand the massage. It needs to be massaged very well to cross the skin, the barrier of the skin, and to reach the joint. So, diclofenac gel might not be so powerful to use. Now second, capsaicin cream. This can actually be better than diclofenac gel or diclofenac cream, as it will decrease the pain level or the pain feeling that is sent to your brain from that painful joint. Capsaicin is an extract from chili peppers, and it will block some pain receptors that surround that swollen joint. And while it may cause a little bit of burning sensation, it may decrease the level of your pain. Third, let's talk about menthol-based creams like Biofreeze or Icy Hot or many others. They are also acting on the pain receptors in the skin around the joints. And by creating this cooling sensation, they confuse your nerve endings and they block those signals of pain that are sent to the brain. Now, something even more interesting is the CBD cream. Yes, CBD creams can also be helpful in reducing some of the inflammation and the pain. When they are rubbed around the skin over a sore joint, CBD cream interacts with some special receptors that are located under the skin. And they can act like tiny switches that can help control how much pain and swelling your body feels from that exact spot. So let's move on to remedy number 5, cherry juice or eating cherries. In one of my books on gout management, I discuss this subject in depth and I describe all the existing scientific evidence. Now let's talk about the history of cherries and their impact on gout. And it started in the 1950s when this study was published, and it showed that people with gout that were eating more cherries had less frequent gout attacks. Now, if you are already in the midst of a gout attack, will that be helpful? Maybe or maybe not. I don't think there is anything wrong with eating cherries during a gout attack, but as I tell my patients, if you eat them regularly, then your chances of developing a gout attack are much smaller. Why? Because cherries do contain some chemicals that are called anthocyanins, a type of flavonoid that is antioxidant, and it also has some anti-inflammatory effects. Now, my personal recommendation for patients with gout, in the absence of diabetes, and this is important, you can eat 10 to 12 cherries every day, especially if they are in the season. But if you have diabetes, eating too many cherries may increase your sugar, so pay attention to that. The 6th remedy that many patients will ask me about are supplements. Usually vitamin C, turmeric, and fish oil. Are they actually helpful during a gout attack? Let's find out what science says. Now you have to know that with supplements and gout, the evidence is truly mixed. Some studies suggest that vitamin C may lower the uric acid a little bit over time, but there is no strong evidence that taking vitamin C during an attack will actually help your joint pain or the attack to be shorter. Now, how about turmeric and fish oil? If it's used for long term, turmeric and the main active ingredient, which is curcumin, and omega-3 fatty acids from the fish oil might reduce the overall inflammation and actually might even reduce the risk of having future gout attacks. More recent research even suggests that fish oil may lower the uric acid and prevent gout attacks in people with an established gout. And now the best home remedy that I promise you, using cold on a gout attack can relieve the pain almost as well as medication without the tough side effects. There is research that shows that cold therapy, like using an ice pack or a gel pack or even a frozen bag of vegetables, it's actually going to be very effective and it's going to smooth the pain from that gout attack because cold will reduce the blood flow, which means less swelling, less inflammation, and less pain. And there are studies that show that cold compresses will lower the pain, will shrink the swelling, and will improve how well the joint moves. But here is the catch: how to use cold therapy. You should wrap the ice or cold pack in a towel, never place it directly on the skin. You should hold it there over the painful joint for a maximum of 15 minutes and then you should take rest for about 20 minutes. And then you can repeat it many times through the day. Now, how about heat? A heating pad, or if you want to immerse your foot into the hot water, should not be used during a gout attack because it can actually make the swelling and the pain worse because it's going to increase the inflammation. But how about alternating cold and hot? Some people will tell me that they find relief by switching between cold therapy and gentle warm, not hot, once the worst of that flare-up is over. So alternating between cold and warm will loosen up the stiffness while it's going to reduce the swelling. If you're stuck at home and dealing with a gout attack and you don't want to go to the emergency room, then what's the option? there is an option, a better and an easier solution, and it is called Telehealth. In our clinic, Rheumatologist on Call, we have helped thousands of patients with gout manage those attacks right there from the comfort of their own homes. And here it is how it works. You just get on our website, you request a consultation, and we will connect you with a rheumatologist that will help you get the treatment right away. Through these video visits, we are able to prescribe you the right medication, to discuss a plan that is personalized to you, and to send the prescription straight to your local pharmacy. And now that you learn how to manage a gout attack at home with these remedies, it is time to dig deeper and understand which are those 15 foods that will help you decrease the uric acid naturally, and it will prevent the gout attacks. And I have included all of this information in this video.